Ladies and gentlemen, guys and girls, my name is Reavyne and welcome back to my channel. And welcome back to another Ravens Ramble. In today's video, we're going to be talking about For Honor and For Honor 2. And whether it is possible, whether people would want it, and what it would look like, and you know, all that sort of stuff. Now, for the longest time, people have been talking about For Honor 2, what they would do with it. Everything's getting a sequel nowadays. We have Division, they made a bunch of mistakes, For Honor made a bunch of mistakes, Division got Division 2, and it fixed all of the mistakes for the most part. You had Destiny 1, which basically did the same thing, shat the bed. You had Destiny 2, still shat the bed, but they ended up fixing it towards the end. Lots of games these days are getting sequels because they release the game, and they can't release it properly the first time for the most part like they used to, so they have to release a second version of it in order to, you know, fix their mistake. And we're seeing this a lot. And that begs the question, does For Honor deserve or need a For Honor 2? Now, first of all, For Honor now compared to For Honor when the game first launched is a completely different fucking game. It is essentially For Honor 2. And that's because the developers have learned a shit ton since the start of the game. Not only is the pacing of the game completely different, but the balance is pretty good compared to what it was. I know people, as soon as I say the balance is pretty good, people are going to jump down my throat, but compared to what it used to be at certain points in the game, the balance is fucking, wow, good job. They still got a long way to go though. Do not get me wrong. But that is going to be an ever evolving thing as the developers try and balance, like, you know, the 500 different plates they got spinning per character and so on and so forth to make things balanced. And we also know that every single game, no matter what it is, it's never going to be balanced. It's just, a balance is a thing that's always in a state of flux. Because if you add new content, change one thing here, do one thing there, it's going to throw something off somewhere else, and then, you know, people are going to shift accordingly. But the game is completely different from when it first started. We have more heroes. The new heroes that we have different moves. They have different things to them, different properties, extended properties. Parries have changed since the start. You know, guard breaks, you know, the timings have been moved up and down and so on and so forth. Light attacks have been changed in terms of the, you know, their damage and so on and so forth, but we still have light spam. Defensive meta has been changed in certain ways to try and get rid of that. Lots of things have changed since the start of For Honor. But the question is, how far can this game go? How far can we go with the original For Honor, the one we're currently playing? We have the Year of the Harbinger. We're adding brand new heroes. We got the Samurai guy coming up. We had the Black Prior already released. We have the Wulin guy coming up as well. We have the Viking guy coming up. They're doing reworks currently, but after that, are they going to have another season pass with more characters? I certainly fucking hope so, because if they don't, that's pretty much going to kill the game. Because the only thing keeping this game going is the fact that there's, you know, brand new heroes, brand new content, so on and so forth coming. The game itself is fucking fun. It's why we still play it, but there is only so much that we can do when you're playing Dominion and Jules constantly, boom, 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 for hours on end, and you're just repping up characters. That's the grind, the new heroes and all the new cosmetics and the new executions and all the cool stuff. That's what keeps people interested, coming back week to week, and keeps people coming back in the long run to check shit out every season. So they need to keep that going, but are they going to after this year? I'm not sure. Recently we had Damien leave. He was one of the lead developers. We had Pope, the community manager, leave. He's gone now. Now we do have, you know, some of the original people there, but the problem is we don't know why they left. Did they leave because, you know, in the future of For Honor there's not going to be much, and, you know, the plug's been pulled in terms of, like, you know, how much funding they're going to get and stuff? Or is that funding and everything completely fine and For Honor has 5-10 years ahead of it in terms of what they're planning, but these guys just want to go a different path? We don't know. But after the Year of the Harbinger, what are we getting next? Are we getting a brand new faction? Are they going to keep going with more factions like we got with the Wulin? Are they going to keep going with more heroes? Or are they just going to try and leave it for a while and try and balance everything? Because if, like I said, they do that, they're going to run into the issue of it's going to get boring very, very quick, especially for those of us who've already been playing the game for a few years, and that's the majority of the people. So if they were to do a For Honor 2, what would that look like? Now, I have a few ideas of what I would do if I was in their position and what I would do with For Honor 2. So depending on the future and what they have planned, how much content, how much budget, so on and so forth, it all comes down to whether they're going to keep going with For Honor 1 or if they're going to jump over to maybe a For Honor 2 to, you know, take everything they've learned, take everything they've done and sort of port it across into a brand new fresh experience, get that second massive launch like Destiny 2 had, like Division 2's had, and try and capitalize on that, get everyone back and go, we learned everything, we fixed everything, and here is the brand new package version of it with all of this additional shit because it's a second game. But even when it comes to For Honor 2, there are a few debates on what people want to see. Now, some people say keep all the original characters, I spent ages on these characters, so on and and so forth. I want to be able to play them in the game, but maybe make them play a little bit differently. At that point, they're basically just, you know, brand new characters. Or people go, no, scrap the original cast that we have now and come up with all these brand new characters for the sequel and do that sort of stuff if there's a For Honor 2. And there's this big debate raging there whenever people do end up talking about a For Honor 2. But what I want to see is I want to see all the original characters that we have now go into this brand new world that will be For Honor 2. Something big happens, something changes, and all these people who've been fighting this entire time basically just get fucked, and now they have to deal with this brand new world, which of course will have a whole bunch of brand new factions, brand new enemies, brand new heroes for all of us to play from all around the place. That way they can take everything they've learned with the combat system and all these balances and buffs and all this sort of stuff, and you know, the just brand new way characters play, and they can just, you know, do that as a massive overhaul for everyone. Update the graphics engine so that way everything looks really fucking good. The game still looks awesome, but you can update that shit. Put in more blood, put in more gore. We're already cutting people's heads off and their arms off and everything. Let's just have some fucking blood. Blood for the blood god and all that shit. And having this For Honor 2 would mean you can kick the game off with a whole bunch of new armor, a whole bunch of new weapons to fit the new theme and everything that you're going with. And the best part about it is you can cut these dead modes that no one fucking plays. And it will give you a chance to reintroduce some brand new modes once you get this massive influx of players, because of course it's going to be this massive launch thing. And that way you can populate these new modes, you can populate the old modes, the good ones that everyone plays, and then you can have everyone playing all these different sort of modes. Like I said, in the past I've done videos on an arena mode, a free-for-all mode, so on and so forth. Speaking of free-for-all, you could have free-for-all because you wouldn't be under the constraints of For Honor 1. So you could have a thing where it's no longer 4v4, 2v2, 1v1, where you could have an 8v8 thing. We have dedicated servers now. Of course, they're going to prop the dedicated servers across to the For Honor 2 if they do a For Honor 2. That was one of the biggest issues with For Honor 1 was the fact there was lack of dedicated servers, and that was a massive clusterfuck. They have that now. They can port that across into For Honor 2, and once they do that, they could then have 12v12 free-for-all modes. They could have freaking, you know, 12 people all killing each other at once in an arena mode, a gladiator mode. They could do tons of stuff. I've done heaps of videos in the past about it. They could have a faction war version of Breach, where you have the Vikings taking on the Knights, besieging the castle, and then all of a sudden, guess who rocks up? The Samurai, and you basically have a three-way version of this mode. You could do heaps of stuff with a For Honor 2, and it would give you license to do all that, because right now if you start making massive changes to the game as it is, you're going to piss off certain people. You're also going to, you know, try and work the budget in for there. You have to try and work out with the player base. I don't know how big or small it is right now, but if you do a For Honor 2, you have a massive player base to work with, because you get all the players from here going across to there. You have all the previous players that played the game before going, holy shit, For Honor 2, that game was actually quite fun for the most part, even all the shit, and then they come back and try it out, and then of course you get the big marketing push and you get all these additional players jumping in. You have tons of players. If you have all these really cool fucking modes and you go full all out with it, it's going to capture people's attention, and then of course that, you know, word to mouth spreads as long as they don't fuck anything up and, you know, they implement everything perfectly from what they've learned from the first game. Word to mouth goes ahead. People say the game is way better than it was before. They fixed everything. It's fucking awesome. There's more blood, there's more gore, there's more game modes, there's more armor, there's more weapons, there's more characters, there's more factions. This thing is fucking awesome. It's the For Honor we used to know, but this time everything's fixed, and it's also, you know, gone on a diet of chicken, rice, and steroids. And then boom, we have this game that we all know, we all love, and that's why we're all playing it, because we do love the game somewhere deep down inside us. But now, you know, it's a million times better, and we have a million more people to play with. And then hopefully they can get the balancing and everything right and not cock it up, and then we're good. But of course, all of that is a big if they do a For Honor 2. Is it ever going to happen? When is it going to happen? It may be a thing, it may not be a thing, but if it is a thing, I would like to see them do something like that. And if they did something like that, I guarantee it's going to explode as long as they don't cock anything up. And we're talking major cock up. Because as For Honor 1 has taught them, us the player base are willing to deal with a lot of shit. Destiny's player base showed them the same thing. Division's player base showed them the same thing. People are willing to deal with a lot of crap if your game's good. If your game and your premise and everything is fucking cool, people will deal with it for the most part, as long as you actively sort your shit out. Now, Ubisoft has sorted their shit out for the most part with For Honor. They're still doing it. They got a long way to go, but they're getting there. They're putting in the effort. They're trying, and it's awesome. If they could take everything they learned and capitalize on that and throw it all together in this big masterpiece of a thing and call it For Honor 2 or whatever, smash it out there, and then just get that influx of players back, it would be awesome. But as I said before, I have no idea what their budget is. I have no idea how long For Honor 1, the one we're currently playing, even has left. Is it going to end after this year? Do they have many more years, like they've said in the past, ahead of them? Like, is that actually true? Because the developers have said that a lot. We have many more years of For Honor left ahead of us. And I want to believe them when they say that, but, you know, when key people start leaving and, you know, content starts getting stretched out, 2 heroes per season down to 1 hero a season, you know, a bunch of reworks a season to now, like, you know, 1 or 2 here and there type thing. When content starts getting stretched out and people start leaving, I don't know how much life is left in the thing. I want it to be years, and I don't even, you know, if they need to dial it down at some point, dial it down only to bring it back up into a For Honor 2, that would be awesome. But right now, it's a time will tell thing. I've just been thinking about For Honor 2 and all this sort of stuff lately. I thought I'd make a video, just, you know, putting all my rambling thoughts into it. But I'd love to hear what you guys think about this game. Do you think that we got many more years left ahead of us in For Honor? Do you think they're starting to run out of steam? Do you think maybe their budget's going low and they're not going to have much left? Do you think we'll get a For Honor 2 at some point? And if you do you want a For Honor 2? And if you do want a For Honor 2, do you want it to be like sort of what I said, where it's like, you know, all that stuff I want to put in it? Or do you want it to be just like, you know, For Honor 1, but like, you know, maybe some more heroes, maybe they're a little bit different, so on and so forth? Let me know down below. Because For Honor is a fucking unique game, it's awesome, and, you know, it's why we're all still here, and it's why we want to see this thing succeed, we want it to improve, and we want this thing to go into the future, because it's fun. And there's nothing else really like it. But that is the end of the video, guys, so thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and let me know your thoughts. I love reading and replying to all your comments down below. And feel free to check out my Discord and Twitter. There is a link down below in the description box for both of those as well. The Discord is a great way for me to talk to you guys outside the YouTube comments section. And of course, the Twitter is a great way for you guys to get a notification whenever a video is being uploaded, because YouTube is a bit weird sometimes. And if you like this video and you like what I'm doing here on the channel and you want to support the channel further, feel free to check out my Patreon. There'll be a link down below in the description box, and a link will pop up at the end of the video. And if you choose to donate, it is greatly appreciated. And a big shout out to my current patrons whose names you've been seeing in the background. Just wanted to say thank you for your support. It really does mean a lot. And please share this video around, it does help me out a fuck ton. And if you want to see more videos from me, please hit the subscribe button. I shall see you all in the next video. Have a good one, guys.